Yeah.
Watchy, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, because when we're thinking, I just remembered some things that happened like a few months ago. I tried yoga once because it's like a free class, and it was nice because it's more of like, I don't know what type it is, but it's mostly stretching and breathing. And then I said I like it, but because I play badminton and I'm into like walking and running, so I'm really like that active person. So one time in my boys taekwondo class, he was say their master told me, do you want to try the yoga class? Because there's a yoga class, and I'm like, no, I'm a violent person. I can't stand yoga. Yeah, and he started laughing at me because I said, yeah, I could see that, because when I'm doing when I drop the boys, I'm like doing a million things instead of watching them, like those typical mom thing. And it's like, no, you have to try that. I'm giving you a free class. You have to try it. I'm like, no. And then I said, maybe the cardio kickboxing. Is like, no, I'm not offering you the free kickboxing. I'm offering you the free yoga. I'm like, why is he pushing me? And then eventually, when I went to my doctor, I said, my back hurts in this one. And he knew already my activities. And he's like, why don't you try yoga? And I'm like, why are you pushing me to yoga? And, because for me, fitness is like something that you're very active and has to be
Yes.
moving. And, because when I tried that one, I was like, no, it's too relaxing. But I
Yes.
didn't find it boring though. But it's just like, I think maybe because it's my first time.
I think it's a
So,
calling. I think it's her calling, just like Christina here, where she was.
yeah,
It's her,
yeah, but that's
it's
what
a
now I want
calling.
to ask Christina. Is there a certain fitness level that you should be in to start yoga? Like,
Uh,
because, yeah, that kind of fitness level. Or,
Absolutely not. I think it scares some people because they're not active at all. And the first time you go, it's so difficult, even if it's just because you don't know the names of postures. So you're like, I feel behind. I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone's in down dog. I've never done this before. And that's really intimidating. But you can be any level, again, because there's so many different types, and you will get better. I remember the first time I tried to do a yoga class, I just didn't know what I was doing. And so that makes you feel like you're bad at it. And that's not the
Right.
case. You're just learning. The first time you
Mm.
do anything, there's a learning curve. You need to give it a couple of times to actually allow yourself to learn the process, learn how it works, learn the flow and everything.
I actually have a very long experience in yoga. So I used to work out a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with P90X.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 270 days of that. So that's 3 sets of it. And a big
Wow.
part of that is yoga. And it's like an hour and a half of yoga. So in the beginning, I was so bored. I was like, because it kept like repeating the downward dog, and it was like 30 minutes,
I love that.
30 minutes of stretching or flexibility, and then balance, 30 minutes. So it was all those. And it's like, since it's a 90-day program, it's like cramp, So Monday I would do resistance training, cardio, resistance training, and then yoga, and then resistance training, and then stretching on Saturdays. So it was packed in there, and oh my god, the health benefits that I like eventually, like, my injuries, like, less, I mean, not the injuries, but like pain, the back pain,
Mm.
and because like it was always stretching my spine, my everything. So I was like at the best shape of my life. I should go back to that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and it'll help. So everything in your body is connected. If you have lower back pain, you might have tight hip flexors. You might have a tight quad. You don't think that that's related because that's the front of your leg and your back,
Yeah.
but they're so related. You might have a weak core. So yoga is able to help balance you entirely as a whole. Holding a plank, you're working almost every muscle in your body. And the thing too, just because you're doing a slow practice doesn't make it easy.
Yeah.
Holding something for a long time,
Yeah.
even if it's just chair pose, which is almost like a squat,
Yeah.
whoo, you will build the heat. So just because it's slow, sometimes it's more difficult. And it's great.
I like the woo.
Because I know that feeling when that's literally what you want to do.
Because I remember when I was studying my yoga, so I finally got my degree for yoga globally. I'm seriously, especially that I'm overweight. I'm 30 pounds heavier now. So I'm like, is this really good for me? Because like when you're heavy, I have a big behind. So I can't really, you know that, right? I can't really move when it comes to downward dog. I'm like, it wriggles.
Mind of its own.
Yes. But you see, you know what I've learned? I kid you not. When you're studying yoga and when you're actually doing yoga, it's all about mindset. The strength is really on your mind, and then your body will really follow. Kindly please correct me, Christina, if it's true or not, because that's what I thought. But then I was able to finish it, and I do have a yoga degree with that. So I don't know if it's really true.
Well, you are conditioning your mind, especially if you're in that state where you're thinking this is so boring.
Yes.
I want to stop. I'm done. That's your mind.
Oh, yes.
It's all your mind. So challenge your mind to grow and expand. And they have a saying in the Navy, when you feel like you're dying in a workout or want to do something, and you want to quit, your body is only at 40%.
Yeah.
It's all mental. It's a mental, your body is capable of almost anything. You just have to believe it and push, and you can do it,
Yes, actually, that's true. So I'm really glad that I do have this very strong mindset when it comes to that, because I paid for it. So I really like, investment is very important. So I really invested in that, and I said, no, I'm really gonna finish this. And then I had to what you call this, do the test twice, because the first I failed. And so really have to do it again. I'm like, okay, fine, let's just do this. The second time, I'm like, 97. Yes. So Burns, you were like, you were asking me a while ago about something.
Oh yeah.
You can ask Christina.
Do you think like yoga and meditation should be like the major part of a fitness routine? What do you think?
Do I think they should be a major part of a fitness routine? I don't think that yoga is for everyone. I don't.
It's
Because everyone is raised in a different environment, and it might just not be something they're drawn to. I would never necessarily push anyone to do it, but I believe stretching and meditation should be in every fitness routine. Yoga is a great way to incorporate that stretching and opening up your body, but stretching alone is fine. So, but why? So with your fitness, you're tearing apart your muscles so they can grow back stronger. If you didn't know, that's what's happening. When you're working out, you're creating micro tears in your muscle so that when it heals, they get bigger. That's why your muscles grow, and you can see them as you get stronger and stronger. So there are a couple of things that are just as important as the workout itself, and that is stretching and recovery.
Yeah.
So whether that's yoga or stretching or meditation, they are so important. And that's so you can allow yourself to actually heal. If you have, let's see, we don't always realize that our mental health is just as important as our physical health. So if you have a lot of turmoil mentally or spiritually or emotionally that you're not taking care of, your body's going to try to heal those things so it will not recover and repair your body. So that's why we want a well-rounded practice in everything so you can heal fully, really. I hope that made sense.
Yes, absolutely. It does. Yeah. I totally can see like how that is related.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Christina, I got one more question.
Sure.
It's about Reiki, you know, because I said Reiki is the energy healing, right?
Exactly.
You know, so before I ask the, you know, before you answer my question, I just want to share an experience with Jenny, because before, you know, I've known her before, and you know, like it's forever. She's always there in my timeline, you know, in Facebook, whatever. So anyway, um, a year ago, well, I would say maybe there are different names for healing and everything, energy healing. So when during the past, I said maybe 10 years, I've been really a very busy mom, like with 4 kids. I barely have time to really sit down, stay still. And I also tell everybody I have ADHD because I can't stay still. You know, my mind is always like racing. So anyway, when uh for the, I would say for the past 5 years or so, I've been in that stage when I said, who am I now? You know, like I can't figure out, because yeah, I am a mom, and what else? Like, who is Rochi aside from being blank's mom and blank's mom
I
and blank's
love
mom?
that. I love this.
And then it was, you know, and then because my job is really a food allergy blogger. I'm a blogger, so I write, and I am a writer. So um maybe 2 years I was like looking, why can't I write anymore? I mean, it's not that I don't have the ideas. I got tons of ideas, but it's just that I'm having issues writing down. You know, like I would type it, and then after 3 sentences, erase. I don't like it. You know, like self-editing. That's
Mhm.
It's not even editing. It's really like erasing everything.
Mhm.
So anyway, one day, I think it was, is it last year, Jenny? I
Yeah.
was like, it was a night, really, really, really late at night here. And then, so I said, you know what? I can't write. It's not writer's block because I have so many things to say, but it's just like I keep erasing it. So in my time, so I switched the tab on Facebook. And then for one weird reason, there was a post from Jenny that it says, click the link. It's something meditation, whatever. And I'm like, what is that? You know, like, I'm just curious. So I click it. I said, maybe it's another topic for me. So I click it, and it went directly on YouTube. And of course, I was like looking at it. First 2 minutes, you know, it's just like watching YouTube, but it's like it's a beautiful screen. It's just
Mhm.
like, I don't know. It's just almost like
Calming.
plain background. It's not like too busy. She's not talking like, you know, typical YouTube video. It's just like very serene. So I'm like, okay. 2 minutes into it, my eyes were closing, but it's not I'm sleeping, because actually my mind was very much awake. I'm
Mhm.
actually on focused on that video. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know how many minutes into that, I'm flooding. Like tears were like flooding, and my table was all wet. And you know, usually for me, a typical reaction would be to, like, you know, wipe the tears and everything. But no, I was like just sitting there and letting everything flow.
Yes. Yeah.
Like letting flow. And you know, I know there was a part of my brain that said the wooden table will have watermarks.
So
Ah.
But
Rachi, can you tell them, like, after that, tell them what happened? Like, you messaged me, and you just like pour your heart out after
yes,
that.
actually, when, you know, I was at first I was like thinking, oh no, watermarks. But then, you know, because I was so focused on it, it's like it doesn't matter. It's just like the thoughts just flowed. And then after that, I don't know how long it is, maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not that really long. It's not a
Yeah.
long meditation. After that, I was like, oh, what a big release. So I was like cleaning my face and everything. And then I just like, you know what? There's just a part of me that says, Jenny, I have to message you. So I messaged her. It's like probably like, and I didn't know that she was, you know, at the back of my mind, I didn't know that she's in California. So I thought it was really bad to message her because it's almost like 1 o'clock in the morning here in the East Coast.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just messaged her and said, hey, Jenny, this is what happened on that thing you sent to me. And but there were goosebumps everywhere. And I'm like, I can't stop crying, but I felt so light, you know,
Yeah.
and then it
I
was,
actually, I actually did distance Reiki on her. So she did the meditation. She went to my website. And then, okay, so I was just listening to her. That's me being a life coach. So, okay, let me hear you. You know, she's my younger sister. So I'm like, let me hear you. Let me hear you. And then so she started, I'm like, okay, just close your eyes. We're going to do it one-on-one. And then so I did the distance Reiki healing on her. And she got so curious about it. Just like, what is this? What did you do to me? She's like, this is amazing. So she felt like from being blocked with, so she thinks that that is not a writer block. Definitely it is not, because she's really good at writing. But what was there then is the energy block. These are the past traumas, the pains. It's like you're just stuck. You're just definitely stuck because something was triggered. And then so when I knew that she needed that distance healing, like 10 minutes distance Reiki healing, and she felt good about it. So actually, Jill doesn't know anything about Reiki. I remember when I first met her, she asked me what is Reiki. So Jill, this is the best time for you to actually ask Christina
all the questions.
Yes, give me the 101 on Reiki. Give me the basics that I need to know.
As humans, we are really, really, really good at not expressing anything. We hold it all in, we bottle it up, and then it manifests in our physical body. And exactly what happened to Rachi, you are blocked. Mm-hmm. You are stuck, as Jenny said. Mm-hmm. But it's real. It is your mental and emotional self blocking your physical being. And it's crazy that it's so connected, but it is. It all needs to flow freely. So as energy workers, we just move that stuff aside and get rid of it for you. We help you work through some things that you don't need to hold on to anymore, and then release and open up those blockages, and then allow you to feel more free. And it's as simple as, yes, Jenny mentioned distance Reiki. You don't have to be physically touched. I could Reiki you right now. In fact, I'm going to. You'll never know. Well, maybe you will. You'll leave going, oh, I feel great.
Yeah. So
it's really transferring the energy, like from the Reiki healer, right, to the client, right?
So you're not going to be getting my energy or the practitioner's energy. We use what's called life force energy, which is universal energy, love, anything that you want to call it or think about. But we're a conduit. Okay. So it's able to flow through us to you, so that we're not exhausted after the session and you're not taking all of our energy, you know. It's unrelated. We're just the person who can transfer it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So follow up on that. Like, does it have to be like a special calling to be into Reiki or to be a Reiki master? You know, because there's so many like what do you call online programs now that if you buy this program, you will be a Reiki. You know, this is certification. But is there a special thing that needs to, you know, more than just reading about it?
Yeah.
To happen. To become a practitioner?
To be a practitioner.
What's the procedure to be a Reiki?
Great question. So we have, the very first time I ever became a Reiki practitioner, it was Reiki 1 and 2. There are different levels. Reiki 1 allows you to heal yourself, heal others. Reiki 2 allows you to work through distance, and that includes over time and space. So I've sent Reiki to the future when I was going to an interview, so I wouldn't be panicking. I've sent Reiki to the past to heal traumas that I don't need to worry about anymore and needed to heal from. I love helping clients with that stuff. It's just like a weight that's lifted. And even people who don't even realize they're holding on to things. And then you can move on to becoming a Reiki master, which essentially just means Reiki teacher, so that you can then help others become practitioners. And then there's a bunch of other levels and extra things that you can do as well. But they are essentially workshops. So my next workshop is actually coming up, so all of you should do it. It's August 1st and 2nd, and it's for Reiki 1 and 2. Some teachers do Reiki 1 is one workshop, it's its own separate thing, and then you can do the second. I like to combine them into a 2-day workshop. You really just get a lot more out of it. Personally, it doesn't matter. You can choose to whoever, go whoever you want, but really just you will be called to a certain person if you want to work with a certain practitioner.
Yes. Yeah.
And I always say the circle, because it's usually a circle of people sitting there,
Yes.
is divinely guided. You know, whoever's supposed to be there will be there.
Yeah. I remember when Christina and I did the Reiki Master attunement. Burns is actually.
I was gonna say, don't forget, Burns was there.
Yes, Burns was actually our what do you call that? Our dummy.
Victim? No, I'm just kidding.
So because of course when you do Reiki, Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, which is the master and teacher, you still have to study and you have to practice. So Christina and I, we did that. We had a very nice time doing the attunement. She was so giving. She was very, very open and willing and ready to receive. So I didn't really have a hard time like attuning her. And like I said, the universe and God just are using us to connect to the physical body. But what the attunement is doing is it is spirit to spirit and heart to heart, energy to energy. So it's just, so let's just say that the physical body would just want us to really see and, you know, vision what's in there. But the nice part about the attunement that we had with Burns is that when Christina did the healing practice to Burns, can you please tell your experience with Christina the very first time that she did Reiki on you as a master?
Yeah, I did feel like some warm energy on my back. Yes, I remember.
Yes. So, and then another thing is that when we were here, so the reason why I really love Christina to be on our show, because she has an amazing story when we're doing meditations here, you know, it's because it's like now we live nearby, but she used to work in a very close fitness center here in our home. And so one time, Christina, I don't know if you remember this, we were doing meditation. You were already a master then.
Was I giggling?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
I said, was I giggling? There was a time I couldn't stop
Yes,
laughing.
so there's two actually. One is she just like, and we were like, okay, so her angels are like really playing with her. Another one is that, so we were doing all the meditation stuff. So we're lift your hands up, lift it up to the sky, and allow this energy to connect with you. Allow the angels to spread their wings. And Christine was like doing the whole thing, all the guided meditation. And guess what? When I asked her, hey, where were you? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? She was doing the whole thing, but she was so steady. She's doing this.
I thought I was asleep,
Yeah.
but I was moving.
Yeah,
I
she
forgot
was
about
moving.
that. Yeah.
And the funny thing and the weird thing is that she's doing it the right way. It's like she's stretching her body. She's like already flying. She's moving. I was like, what's going on with her again? She's very magical. She's one of my friends that I really love having with in the spiritual circle, because she would, even if she doesn't talk, she would always like contribute her energy. She would give her energy, even if she doesn't know that she's doing it already. Like the whole group is just amazing. We will always end up at 1 o'clock in the evening.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning actually. And you know, it's just like I said, being a light worker is not easy, but the practice, the process, the transition, and when you finally transform into something beautiful, like Christina here, you will never regret really giving your time or investing your time, your energy, and your money. Literally, money is commitment. So I am pretty sure, I know it already, that with your workshop, this coming August 1st and 2nd, I know that it's gonna be a blast. And I can't wait. I want to be there. I want to see you there. I want to support you as well. So Christina, anybody who wants to ask more questions, because this is the time.
Actually, yeah, could I just add one thing? Just so everyone knows too, you don't have to learn Reiki or become a Reiki healer with the intention of doing that as a job or a career, or then become a master to then teach it. So many people do it for their own personal healing. In fact, that's what the goal was originally, that if everyone could heal themselves, imagine the world we live in. I have so many clients that are nurses that are also healers, that are hairstylists because they're touching people. They can incorporate Reiki, yoga instructors, massage therapists, all of these people that are hands-on in their work, that just want to add an extra to their clients, right? You would keep coming back for that if you just felt amazing every time you went somewhere. That's wonderful. People never forget how you make them feel. So imagine changing lives that way. And really, if you just have some things you want to work on internally or emotionally, you can do it for yourself. If you want to work and heal your children, you know, calm them. If there's anxiety, something like that, it's amazing for that as well. So you don't have to do it to then tell everyone that that's what you're doing, and that, you know, it can be a personal thing just for your own healing. It's wonderful.
And then eventually when, you know, when they see, like I said on one of my posts, practice what you preach. When they see that, hey, Christina here, or Jenny, or Jill, or Roche and Burns, they're doing a good job. What are they doing? So they're going to get curious, right? So you don't really have to tell them. What they're going to do is they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you, hey, what's going on with you? Just like me, when Christina's posting, I'm like, OMG, she's flying high. And I've been waiting because I know that it's really her purpose to embrace her light, her gift, and her love. And she's still very young, but you know, she has a heart that has been like maybe traveled so many lifetimes, and she knows exactly what you need. So I can attest you to that, because she did a lot of like good stuff with the circle that we have here, right?